contractors. In Temerloh, a small constituency like Temerloh, there are only 190,000 people living in daerah Temerloh. I have only hardly 60,000 voters. I have more than 400 Class F contractors. Somebody was telling me, he said, Dean, do you know that a country as big as Japan has got less number of construction companies compared to Malaysia? Now, where am I going here? It's very simple. You see, Class F companies, I'm not saying we have to close all Class F companies, but how do Class F some company make money, make profit? Definitely not by hiring good, well-trained workers. Now, if you have too many of them, then you will have so many numbers of untrained workers. And where do you get workers who will work for you with lowest amount of pay? Foreign workers, Indonesians, and wherever. Class F companies will not have a career path for its workers, so people won't stay. You know? But look at the bigger construction companies. I think they are quite well organized. Some of their workers are professional, some are well trained. But given the fact that because we have so many Class F workers, Class F contractors, and therefore there is this abundant supply of cheap foreign laborers, then no one can actually stop Class D and Class A contractors also from hiring these workers. But if we were to revive the construction sector, probably we can solve some of the problems where young people are not working, number one. Number two, we also need to protect our professionalism in many of the trades or the jobs that we are creating through our universities and university colleges. If you go to some of the more advanced economies, not everyone can work in a printing company. You need to have some kind of qualification. And because of that, their printing work is of better quality. We do publish lots of books here, but look at the quality of the printing. You know, my friends who studied in overseas told me, Dean, when we go to printing companies and we want to print certain brochures, when we say we want this blue, they will ask me what kind of blue. So you have to know some numbers like blue 101, blue sounds like economics, and blue 102, blue 103. Here, what blue? Barisan Nasional blue? Keadilan blue? Very simple. What green? Petronas green? PAS green? Others, they don't know. So we need to come up with, I'm not saying that we need to come up with more rules and regulation, but we need to protect our industry, we need to protect even the graduates that we are producing now. Because a graduate coming out from a school equipped with knowledge and skills in printing may not get a job in the printing company because nobody cares about whether you hire a qualified worker or not, so long as you can print the brochures that I order, because I'm not educated myself. I don't know about printing myself and so on and so forth. Now, the quality of our IPT graduate. You see, interestingly, when I go and talk to public university students, they ask me this question: is it true that somehow the job market prefer students from public universities? When I go to public universities and meet students, they will ask me, is it true that the job market prefer to take students from private universities? Now, this question will not end. My answer would be, I think our local university graduates are doing right, they are doing good, but we need to improve many things, especially in our teaching and learning methodology. We still do lots of rote learning in universities. Unfortunately, we need to improve that. I've been talking to people from MIA, Malaysian Institute of Accounting, the Bar Council, I'm talking to others. We have quite a number of organizations, bodies that governs or give accreditation to our professional courses offered by local universities. I think they don't have too much complaint in terms of actual work, but top on the list whenever they talk to us at universities and to our officials is that main problem is communications. Main issue would be creative thinking, or critical thinking rather. Critical thinking. Second would be communication skills. Third would be English proficiency. So these are real issues. We need to improve it, both from private and public university. Now, leaders and politics. Some leaders are not celebrated as leaders in the normal sense as we understand leadership. If I can use circles as an analogy, I think we are living in a world where there are two circles. Yeah? In the first circle, politics is very conventional. If I live in the first circle, I need to see a leader, I need to see a party, and if my wakil rakyat were to come to my house, the more often the better. Every time I make kenduri, I expect him to be around. When my daughter give birth to a baby, a newborn baby, I also expect my wakil rakyat to come. And if someone pass away, I expect the wakil rakyat to come also. Best if he can lead the jenazah prayer. And all kinds of these are to me these are real expectations by people in the first circle. Yeah? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is the first circle. And as a wakil rakyat, so long as I go back to my constituency every weekend, I will be considered okay. So long as I disburse my peruntukan fairly to all the JKKK and the Persatuan and whatnot, then I will be considered okay. But there is also the second circle, the emerging, or rather it is already there, imposing on the first circle. In the second circle, I see that there are three new realities. Number one, the new media. In the first circle, or people living in the first circle, use the new media simply as a tool of communication. Yeah, but this morning I was speaking at UPM, and I told them, for someone like me who probably live in the first circle more than the second circle, I don't know. I hope I'm in the second circle. But when I use my Facebook, I use it as what I use the Facebook for now. Yeah. But my daughter, who's 18, she uses the Facebook for tutorial, for all kinds of things. For people living in the first circle, new media is only a tool for communication. But people living in the second circle, new media is a lifestyle. They do all kinds of things on the new media. You can actually compose music and come up with video clips on the new media. The second new reality is that there is this emerging new kind of social consciousness. Not unlike what we were seeing happening in the 60s and the 70s, the Derrida, the new situationists and what have you in the West. But the way they do things now is different. If I can make an example, a simple example would be, in the first circle, social consciousness or social movement is represented by organization. You have to have organization. And to form organization, first you have to have a pro-tem committee, then you have to have an AGM, then you have to register with the Registrar of Society, then you have to have meetings and whatnot. But in the second circle, you don't have to do that. You just form groupings. You don't even call your members, you call them friends. You are linked, you are so diversified. You can be a member of 100 organizations in one shot. Because you don't have to pay a membership fee in the first place, which is good. Number two, you are not bound by restrictions imposed upon you by constitutions or perlembagaan persatuan, because you don't have that. you become a member, you can quit